Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host, and this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. Well, this time I'm going to take a look at something that most of you have probably never seen. It is this. See it all. The Amazing World of Superman. It's a big tabloid-sized book. This is official Metropolis edition. Now, what that means is this is from 1973. This is probably the first of the tabloid-sized comics that they produced. Like I said, this is from 1973. This is before they started doing the regular, just a few years before they started doing the regular tabloid-sized books and what Marvel called the Marvel Treasury editions. And this book was a souvenir book sold on Superman Day and possibly other times of the year as well in Metropolis, Illinois. Yes, Metropolis is real, but not the Metropolis you all know from the comics and the movies. Okay, this is The Amazing World of Superman. It's from 1973, National or DC Comics. Souvenir book sold in Metropolis, Illinois during Superman Day celebrations. So from 73, so this would have been in 73 or later for the it's all in black and white except for the cover. It features a 1955 Wayne Boring story, Superman in Superman Land, which is about an amusement park based on Superman. It's also a retelling of the origin of Superman, drawn by Curt Swan. And it features articles and photos on the production of comic books in the DC office. Also, articles and photos of Metropolis, Illinois, about the first Superman Day, and the mayor and city council. Declaring the city as the home of Superman, and had the first Superman Day in 1972. Unfortunately, I don't think it actually says what the date is in there. It probably does in the article, and I just don't remember it. And in it, Superman received the key to the city. It says articles and photos of the Broadway musical, It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman, and more. And we'll take a look in there. Because it says it was originally cover price $2. It says special bonus giant poster map of Krypton. And the map is still in here. I actually I don't even remember where I got this, but I have 2 copies. They were sold together, and they're the only copies I have ever seen. You can probably find one online somewhere, but don't tell them. This is in pretty decent shape, and I've had them for probably 35 to 40 years. And as I said, it still has the map, the pull-out map poster of Krypton in it. So, and I'm not going to take it out to show you. Sorry. So, let's take a little look inside the pages of this special little book, Amazing World of Superman. Okay, here we have it. Since it's so big, it's easier to do it laying down. With it laying down, that is. And take take a look inside here. You can see how yellowed the inside of the cover is. Table of contents. We start right off with Superman and Superman Land. I presume it looks like Wayne Boring's work, but it could have been one of the others, since he was at the time he was the primary artist, and everyone else imitated his stylization. But it really looks like Wayne Boring. Clark Kent, Lois Lane, and everything. Or it's the opening of Superman Land, the amusement park. And they're doing a story on it. It has all kinds of things based on Superman, like some space flight, various cutesy little things. But it's not all just showing what's in Superman Land. There is actually a story in here, because Lex Luthor, this time I think he was still just called Luthor. And Superman does a few super feats around here to help out, because some things weren't quite ready. Like got more of the mail that gets stamped with Superman Land and stuff. So, it doesn't matter. And Lex Luthor has kryptonite, takes Superman hostage, or ties him up with the kryptonite, and puts him inside a rocket ship that's being launched into space along with the simulated destruction, recreated destruction of the planet of Krypton. But he got away. So, okay, here's How to Draw Superman, done by Curt Swan. And some really nice work here. It was just at the time when Curt Swan was the primary Superman artist, and it was and he had slightly altered the stylization of the character. One thing that's neat here is it even shows how he keeps maintains his secret identity as Clark Kent, because as Clark, he, of course, besides the glasses and the hair, spit curl, he slouches, which makes him look 5'11", and he's relaxed, so he's not quite as muscular and bulky. But when he stands up straight, etc., as Superman, he's bigger, has broader shoulders, and looks more super. And he's considerably taller, like that. Whereas other things. Here we go with how a comic magazine is created. And this is neat here because it shows artwork for a page in production. And I remember I've got an issue that has this story in it. I remember that one. And people in the office, Julia Schwartz, Curt Swan, Nick Cardy, Carmen Infantino, rather, etc., and office stuff. And they tell what happens. Then here we get to the Curt Swan drawn, and I don't know who wrote it, the representation of the Superman, of the origin of Superman, which is basically the first act from the Superman movie from years later. I want to point one thing out here. See, of course, since this was from '73 and this is a reprint, I've got another reprint volume that has this story in color. I like all the black and white, the gray washes and stuff. But I want to point out that the emblem on his chest in the probably later in the Golden Age, all through the Silver and most of, if not all of, the Bronze Age, that his emblem on his chest was slightly different, as you see here, because it's straight, but the bottom edges are curved, as opposed to the which was either later in the Bronze Age or after the reboot in the 80s. I can't remember which. It was changed to straight, as you see here, straight on all sides. So that's a more classical look. And believe me, that thing is difficult to draw. Regardless. It's a little easier with the straight edges. Some great great Curt Swan stuff. You can see it's the original older version of the origin and view of Krypton. And here it is, your bonus supersized map of Krypton, which I won't open, but take out, but you can get a little bit of an idea here. And I've seen it reproduced in other books as well, not as a poster. Then we get into, here it is, stuff about Metropolis, Illinois, the original Superman, first Superman Day. And here is, they have an actor who actually kind of resembles Superman as he was drawn about that time. Who portrays, here he's as Clark Kent, and here he is as Superman in the ceremonies. Superman Day proclamation, and here he is receiving the key to the city. And even the governor of Illinois at the time got into it. Then we've got some other background stuff. The Superman legend is Rogues Gallery, secrets, etc. And here is the article about it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. You can see the this is from the New York Times ad or review. I don't know which is a musical stage play of Superman, which you may not have been aware of. And they even did in the later 70s, before the Superman movie, they did a television version, broadcast on television. I have on bootleg version of that on DVD somewhere. But last time I watched it, it kind of froze up in a spot, so I don't know if it still plays. And just some important dates, a little bit of sciencey stuff, other stuff, Superman meeting Kennedy, and something about John Glenn, and stuff about Superboy, Superman when he was a boy. And then they have some stuff about the Superman TV series from the 50s with George Reeves, and in here they have Phyllis Coates, who was the first Lois Lane, and on there, and then Jimmy Olsen, Jack Larson is Jimmy Olsen. They're all gone. This is even when he was on Lucy, and various things like that. Some fun stuff, and ends up with this nice older Curt Swan drawing, and then backed up with this same cover as we see on the front. So that is our little view of the amazing world of Superman. Has a nice Curt Swan drawn cover, and in my opinion, it looks better than the Wayne Boring version. Although in later years, I developed a great appreciation for Wayne Boring's artwork after I saw it in black and white without the color, and I could really appreciate the skill and talent that he had that I didn't have reading it when I was younger. So that's it. That's all. And I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Do leave your comments down below. And remember, comics are art.